We'll get started with Coach Garcia. We'll start with questions here at the press conference. We'll start with the gentleman in front here.
Bobby, I mean, the team maybe conceded some difficult ones, but are you overall happy with the performance and obviously the first game of your team? I think it's very difficult opposition.
Yeah, first and foremost, the goal of the team was to go out there and play football. That's one thing we discussed over this month of preparation and making sure that we go and stick with our identity. We know the challenge is big, and a lot of it has to do with the physical components of it. So we wanted to be able to be good on the ball, control, be brave. And I think when I just look at the game right now after the game, I think we've done an excellent job there. And it's unfortunate because when you give up a goal there in injury time in first half, it's a lot different. 1 minute later, if that doesn't go in, you come into the change room. It's a different, mood in the team. But that's football. We can't count when the goals come or how they come.
Gentlemen, yeah. Probably just down to a little bit of the next question, but so would you say that the attacking wide open style was exactly how you wanted to play this game in terms of the identity of the game? And can you just talk a little bit about your decision to play Benny a little bit more centrally, where some coaches may have opted for maybe a no or a more defensive player, considering how you run the season, but why you wanted to play that way in that attacking style so well?
Yeah, I think it's important when you play at home. Doesn't matter who you play, that you stick to an identity, that you do something that's good for the long process of the team. We know guys can attack. We wanted to make sure that we create. We wanted to make sure that we weren't caught lower on the field, because these games can go easily that way. And this gave us a very good opportunity to do it. I think the guys did it well. I thought our build-up play was excellent. The players were brave in how they were making decisions. I'll be honest, a little bit better than I thought for this part of the season. Right? They did a good job at getting forward and pressing, and we did a great job of getting out. Some of the things we worked on, you look at the goal we scored, it's come exactly from what we wanted to see. Maybe we wanted to see that a little bit more. So we know what we have to do in game number 2. It's as simple as that. That's where we are.
Bobby,
do you think it was smart decision to go into the conceded activated foul, knowing that you guys are really strong with the field and the weather here?
Yeah, I think when you look at it, you look at how you give yourself the best opportunity to prepare. Preparing at altitude, I think, gives you a little bit of a slingshot effect when you get back here, and that's part of it. It gives us an ability a little bit to enhance where we are a little bit better. And we've seen that in the last week since we've gotten back. If you saw this team about 10 days ago, maybe you'd say there's no chance they're going to be ready to play because it's difficult to train at the altitude and so on. But we definitely got that slingshot effect that we're looking for. When we got back here, it's a very fresh team. And, I don't think you can tell too much. That this is a team that's in the 4th week of training from what we've seen out there. I think the guys may be feeling it a little bit, but that's the idea. We gave ourselves the best preparation to be as best possible prepared for 2 matches to give us an opportunity to play another 2.
Going back there.
Yeah. Chris playing in his first month now. How do you prepare him for the next one now?
Pretty simple. He did a great job today for us. He's a goalkeeper that brings a different set of skills. When you look at him, first and foremost, we're a team that likes to play with the ball, and he's a very comfortable player with the ball at his feet, making excellent decisions, made some good saves for us tonight. And I think that gives him enough confidence to keep on going, because that's what you want in a goalkeeper. Sometimes who's thrown into the fire. And the one thing I learned early on in my education as a coach from a big club like Ajax is, sometimes Champions League rolls around and a player who's never played before is in the lineup, and that's one way you give guys their start and springboard them forward. So very happy with this performance tonight, and I think it'll only get better. Yeah. 100%. If you look at them, they're, the first 2 goals, it's a fine line that we're playing there, between a player being onside and offside. And, The second goal is the tough one because it's something that they work very well. Something we've seen a lot in video, just that cut in and play into the back post with usually two runners. It's not the first time we've seen it from Chivas quite a bit. So that's the frustrating thing. But if you can take everything from video and it happens the same way in the game, then I don't need to be a coach and we can figure it out only from video.
So, like, obviously, we've seen, of course, international process.
Yeah.
So many different guys. Do you think that's the force in any way?
No, I love fans. The more, the better. I don't care who they're screaming for. But for sure, many people left here tonight who may have come here. Obviously, ties back to Mexico and Chivas cheering for them. That tomorrow will be cheering for Forge. And that's the goal that you want from all of these games. I've said it before when we've gone and played in Central America and different places, and everyone talks about how difficult it is. And I'm trying to figure out what's difficult about it. As a player, as a coach, that's what you want to be doing. And if they're screaming for somebody, it makes it louder, creates an atmosphere. You'd rather be doing that than playing in an empty stadium. So tonight, was excellent. Okay, we'd rather want a few more fans on the Forge side, but I think everyone who came here tonight, I believe, saw some entertaining football from both teams because there wasn't one team sitting back watching the other one play. Both were trying to be aggressors, and I think that's a big thing that we take from this game, and hopefully the fans saw that as well.
Speaking of the crowd, the attendance saying was 11,513, 11,513. That's a record for a CONCACAF match here in Hamilton, Canada. We'll go with the gentleman to do that here.
Hello, Guillermo, Sports Deportado. Just wanted to ask you, what were the challenges to have an injury and substitution very early in the game? That affected the whole match? Or would have been different?
Yeah, you never know. In hindsight, everything is easy. At a reason we had Kwesi Poku playing a little bit higher on the pitch to expose certain areas. But at the same time, a substitution comes in Borges, and he creates from that same situation to tie up the match. So at the point, as a coach, you say, "Oh, this may be a little bit different than what we thought." But I think Borges went in, did an excellent job. He's traditionally a guy who may start out wide and comes inside, but we asked him to stay wide in the game for those certain situations, and he's created a very good situation for us. So yeah, we can say maybe change things. It could have been different, but that's what the game is.
That's in the back of the room.
Coach, how are you?
Good.
Do you believe? We know the defense is in a working process, but do you still miss maybe Rama, maybe Jensen, or what do you think if they were here, we would end up having a better result?
It's always easy to say that, but the one thing you go from year to year, it's you're always going to have a different team, 1-2 different players. I'll flip the question back to the crowd, and nobody needs to answer this, but how was Maliko Alabi Belavu today? I think excellent. How was Garvin Matusala today? Excellent. Alex Johnson started training 2 weeks ago. Took a while to re-sign him. We got him. We're happy, but he never hit the training pitch till 2 weeks ago. So, yeah, it's nice to have different players, but today we saw, and what I talked about a couple of days ago in the press conference too, it's that's the beauty of this game. That's the beauty of what we're doing in here. You're going to have very good players play here, have a lot of success, leave, move on for more successes, and then it's the next guys up who we've been grooming, working with, and today we saw in a big pressured match that those guys were excellent.
What did you see of the
Going forward, we have in 6 days a game in Guadalajara. That's the only forward that we look at right now, and seeing how we can turn this tie and give us an opportunity to advance in Champions Cup.
On to the online with Thomas Hewitt. Thomas, can you hear us? Thomas, do you hear us? Thomas Hewitt?
Yeah, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes, can you speak loudly?
Awesome. Yeah. Hi, Bobby. I'm just curious what you saw kind of down the stretch of the game. Chivas kind of had you trapped for a little bit there, and then you got out of it, and you started having some some really great offensive looks and passes. I'm just wondering how you can kind of take the lessons that you learned in terms of controlling the ball at the in the latter stage of this game, and take that into the next one.
Yeah, I think what we had to do a little bit more in the second half, and we didn't do in the first half that we wanted, was attacking a little bit more in depth. Sometimes I use a phrase: we have to artificially lose the ball behind the defensive line just to gain the field, counter press, and do different things. We weren't doing enough of that in the first half. We're trying to look sometimes for the perfect attack, and you're not going to find the perfect attack at this point against the Chivas. I think in the second half we did a better job of that. Whether we finished the attack or whether we artificially lost the ball. And in doing that, I think we were able to put a lot more pressure on them deeper in the pitch. We were able to regain possession higher up on the field in a quicker time period, and that gives you an opportunity to get attacks in counter moments in those 5 to 10 seconds when the opponent's not organized.
Thank you.
Unless there's any questions here, one more. We'll finish up.
You mentioned it that it's still looking to try and progress next week, and obviously, you appreciate the points of that. Do you think any change seriously to the game plan next week and
as coaches, we have a vision of a game that we just played and we just saw live. It's one of the reasons I don't talk a lot to the players after the game because we have one thing that we just saw live, and there's another thing we're going to start watching now, which is video. That gives us also the reality. Maybe it validates what we see, and maybe it's something that's totally different. So it's hard to answer that question until we've seen the match over, to be able to get a good look at where things are, to see if what we wanted to do today can work again, or if we need to change a few things in the match plan.
Concludes our press conference with Coach. Coach, thank you for your time tonight. We will move on to the next zone.